Good evening, I'm Ria Chatterjee. This is ITV News London. Extreme flash flooding has hit the capital for the second time in 2 weeks, with homes, businesses and transport links severely affected. Patients were evacuated from Whipps Cross Hospital and 9 London Underground stations were closed as concourses overflowed. Simon Harris reports.
I can't believe this.
For the second time in a fortnight, Londoners are counting the cost of a flash flood. At Clay Hall in Redbridge, the floating wheelie bins were the least of their problems. They were soon up to their ankles in filthy water inside their homes.
My furniture's gone, my carpet's gone, ground floor carpet's gone. Everything in the ground floor is literally gone. My kids' toys, everything's gone.
I have 2 young children. They were quite upset, they were getting upset, so it's quite difficult to see that. You know, we have a lot of elderly people who live around here as well, so you know, it was like our concern was for them as well.
Where are we stuck in my car?
In the next street, a mum with 7-year-old twin girls tried to escape in her 4x4, but had to abandon it and wade back to the house.
I'm very angry because we start calling from 1 o'clock and the fire brigade came only about 8:30. So we was calling and I was stuck with my twins in the car as well. We're a little bit more, we're gonna drown.
This morning, council workers were doing their best to tidy up the roads. Putting right the damage indoors will take much longer. The leader of Redbridge Council offered an explanation for why the drains couldn't cope.
The debris from the flower beds was actually clogging up the drains on top. Residents who came out in their sort of wading gear, they used broom handles to actually push down the debris and then it started flowing. It's actually the blockages on the surface that supplemented the problem.
Once again, the floods disrupted the capital's transport system. A torrent of water poured through Pudding Mill Lane DLR station. Main roads became submerged. This was Hackney. Parts of the North Circular were impassable and inevitably some drivers got stuck. In Walthamstow, fire crews helped pump out water at Whipps Cross Hospital, where the local health trust declared what it called a major incident. Around 100 patients had to be moved, some to other hospitals. Ambulances were diverted away from Whipps Cross and all planned surgery and outpatient appointments were cancelled. It wasn't just Walthamstow's hospital that was flooded. Nearby roads and homes were also hit by the deluge. That was the painful reality for many Londoners today as their lives were turned upside down by a summer storm. An extreme weather event, the like of which is becoming all too common. Simon Harris, ITV News, Hackney Wick.
The family of a man killed while riding an e-scooter has told ITV News more needs to be done to keep riders safe. Shopkeeper Anthony Mumford was riding home from work in Twickenham to his home in Bracknell when he got into an accident. He died from his injuries last Thursday, just days after a 16-year-old boy was killed in a separate accident on an e-scooter in Bromley. Helen Keenan reports.
He always thought he was second best to somebody else. And no way, that man was my number one.
Cheryl's pain is palpable, losing the love of her life just days ago. Tony Mumford had been in a coma for a week after coming off his e-scooter. Now Cheryl and her son want a change in the law.
Tony's e-scooter was bought by me for his birthday in May because it was the first thing I was ever able to buy him of any great value that he really, really wanted. And my one and only biggest regret is that I never got him a helmet to wear with it. And I'm going to have to live with that for the rest of my life.
The 53-year-old was found injured on Heath Road in Twickenham. He'd been travelling to his cobbler's shop, where tributes now lie outside. A store in a small community he had a big effect on.
He's got a lovely personality. He had a great sense of humour. He was quite wise. He was very dry. But, you know, everyone really enjoyed going to him. And he was also a very good craftsman, so he could fix anything.
Fellow business owners on Church Street have united to raise money for Tony's family. It's unlikely to save his business, but will go towards his funeral.
I cannot thank the Twickenham community for all their loving, kind words and support, and they will never know how much that kept me together.
Privately owned e-scooters are illegal to ride, but a trial rental scheme is underway in Twickenham to test their safety and viability of helping with air quality and congestion. In a statement, TfL said, "We recommend wearing a cycle helmet for e-scooter journeys, but do not propose that wearing helmets would be mandatory." The government considered mandatory use of cycle helmets in detail as part of a review in 2018. But for devastated families like Tony's, the current rules just don't go far enough. Helen Keenan, ITV News.
High harm offenders and firearms will be targeted this week as police try to tackle violent crime in the capital. Enhanced weapon sweeps and patrols will be taking place across the city in the hope of making the streets safer this summer. In the first half of this year, the Metropolitan Police seized almost 250 firearms. Heathrow has announced that it lost a total of £2.9 billion during the pandemic. Fewer than 4 million passengers travelled through the airport in the first half of this year, a number reached in just 18 days in 2019. Finally, triathlete Alex Yee became the first Londoner to win an Olympic 2020 medal today. The 23-year-old from South East London was making his Games debut and led for much of the 10K run, narrowly losing out to Norway's Christian Blumenfeldt. His first coach told Antoine Allen he couldn't be prouder.
Lewisham to the world. Those are the words on Alex Yee's Instagram page. In Tokyo, the 23-year-old proved to be a man of his word as he swam, cycled and ran his way to an Olympic silver medal.
Kind of leaving the bike, I didn't feel amazing, honestly. So I kind of, almost had my poker face on. I knew my strength lied in my leg speed, so just trying to use the bits where I could pick up my leg speed, because I guess that's kind of easier speed for me. So that's kind of where I played to my strengths, and I was really pleased to come away with second, honestly.
In the Olympics, we're used to seeing false starts or faulty starts, but the start of the triathlon was a farcical one. Half the athletes, including Alex, dived into the water, whilst the other half was blocked by a camera crew's boat. Alex described this as a warm-up. The short dip couldn't dampen his Olympic spirit. Out of 56 competitors, Alex came out of the water in 32nd place. But now on dry land, the Lewisham boy was in his element. By the end of the 40-kilometre cycle phase, Alex was within touching distance of the leaders. Alex is a former British champion in the 10K. As a teenager, he was faster than Sir Mo Farah at the same age. It was no surprise that during the 10-kilometre run through Tokyo, the Lewisham boy was in gold medal position. But experience often trumps talent. 27-year-old Christian Blumenfeldt had held back enough energy to bring home a gold medal to Norway. Alex's smile was not defeated. Team GB's new triathlon star was no doubt proud of what he'd achieved, but also confident that this could just be the start of his medal collection.
You've got to understand, he's probably raced, I think it's less than 10 Olympic distance triathlons in his whole career. So that's not a lot of races. So he's really shot to prominence, and I think it's pretty unexpected, really. It's just that's why we're all, lost for words, really.
Alex's Olympic journey isn't over yet. On Saturday, he has a chance to win another medal in the...
Weather now. Here's Sally.
Making the most of it, whatever the weather. Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Hello there, and a very good evening to you. I hope you had a good start to the week. Quite a change from last week, and quite a change, thankfully, from yesterday, where we had those torrential floods in some parts of London. But it is still unsettled, and we've got a few showers around this week, possibly still a few thunderstorms as well, though hopefully quite isolated. So back to you tonight, mostly dry outside, but we've got increasing amounts of cloud moving in from the southwest, and by dawn, maybe a little bit of patchy rain reaching our part of the world as well. But it is going to be mild tonight. Those temperatures there comfortably into the mid-teens. So at breakfast tomorrow morning, you might see a few bits and pieces of rain outside, some patchy showers. And then as we head through the morning, a further rash of showers arrives into the afternoon. They could be quite heavy tomorrow. There might be a thunderstorm chucked in there as well, although it looks like there'll be more thunderstorms to the north of where we live. So hopefully we won't see any. The breeze picking up into the afternoon as well, though, and the temperatures just a little bit down on today. Into the evening, things are trying to improve, but you can see there's still a few showers lingering around, so we can't guarantee a dry evening. Into the outlook, a few more showers heading our way on Wednesday, probably in the afternoon at the moment, and a bit unsettled for Thursday and Friday, so worth keeping an eye on the forecast. That's it for now. I'll see you later on. Cheerio.
Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Well, that is it. Goodbye for now.